In the year 2000, a low-budget superhero film with a cast of relative unknowns and respected stage actors defied all odds. It wasn't just a movie, it was a seismic event that launched the modern superhero era and saved a genre. X-Men gave us the iconic line, "Mutants, born different, feared, hated." But the real story isn't on screen. It's in the wildly divergent lives of the actors who brought these icons to life. One became a global megastar and the definitive Wolverine. Another was a legendary stage actor who almost didn't take the role. A third was a supermodel who swapped runways for blue skin. A fourth was a child Oscar winner who walked away from Hollywood. And for one beloved actor, the role of Professor X would become both a career pinnacle and a painful, final chapter as his health failed. From billion-dollar franchises to quiet retreats, from tragic losses to stunning comebacks, this is the untold story of what happened to the original X-Men after the credits rolled. The final journey is one of the most heartbreaking in franchise history. Number 1, Tyler Mann as Sabretooth's Victor Creed. Then, as the feral, snarling Sabretooth, Tyler Mann was a terrifying physical presence. A former professional wrestler and stuntman, he was the first actor to play Michael Myers in the 2007 Halloween remake. He brought raw, animalistic brutality to the role with minimal dialogue. His brutal fight with Wolverine in the Canadian bar set the tone for the film's gritty realism. Now, Mann largely returned to his roots in stunt work and wrestling after X-Men. He continued performing as a wrestler on the independent circuit and worked extensively as a stunt coordinator and performer on films like Blade Trinity and The Revenant. He has made only a handful of acting appearances since, including a cameo in X-Men The Last Stand. Now 57, he lives a relatively private life, far from the Hollywood spotlight. His story is that of a specialist who brought immense physicality to a key role and then gracefully stepped back into the shadows of the industry he helped shape. Number 2. Rebecca Romijn as Mystique Raven Darkholme. Then, Rebecca Romijn was a supermodel, one of the most famous faces in fashion, when she took the role of the blue-skinned shapeshifter Mystique. Her transformation, involving hours of makeup, was a stunning practical effect. She brought a seductive, dangerous, and fiercely loyal quality to the character, making Mystique an instant icon. It was a risk that paid off spectacularly. Now, Romijn's career pivoted entirely after X-Men. She left high-fashion modeling behind and fully embraced acting. She became a television star with a long run on Ugly Betty, and later joined the Star Trek universe as Una Chin Riley in Star Trek Discovery and Strange New Worlds. She's also a game show host and a fixture on the convention circuit. Now 51, she has successfully transitioned from model to respected, working actress, with a career built on genre credibility and mainstream TV success. Her mystique remains a fan favorite, and she's embraced the role's legacy while building a diverse portfolio. Number 3, Bruce Davison as Senator Robert Kelly. Then, Bruce Davison, a respected character actor, Willard, longtime companion, brought gravitas and a palpable fear to the role of Senator Kelly, the anti-mutant politician who becomes a tragic victim of his own prejudice. His scenes, especially his desperate mutated monologue in the hospital, provided the film's most chilling commentary on fear and otherness. Now, Davison continued a steady, prolific career in film and television after X-Men, with roles in Lost, The L Word, and Twin Peaks: The Return. He has never achieved leading man fame, but remains one of Hollywood's most reliable and respected supporting actors. Now 77, he is still active, recently appearing in The Last Movie Star. His story is one of quiet, enduring professionalism, a character actor who delivered a pivotal performance in a blockbuster and then went back to doing what he always did, working. Number 4, Ian McKellen as Eric Lehnsherr Magneto. Then, Ian McKellen was already a knight of the realm and a celebrated Shakespearean actor when he took the role of the Holocaust survivor and mutant terrorist Magneto. He brought a tragic, theatrical, and utterly commanding presence to the character. His performance, full of simmering rage, intellectual superiority, and wounded humanity, elevated the film from comic book adaptation to Shakespearean drama. He was Magneto from the first moment he appeared. Now, McKellen's career reached even greater heights after X-Men. He became a global icon as Gandalf in The Lord of the Rings and The Hobbit, and continued to be one of the world's most beloved classical actors. He has been open about his health struggles, including a prostate cancer diagnosis in the early 2000s, which he managed, and more recently, a fall in 2023 that left him with a broken wrist. Now 85, he remains active in theater and film, though he has largely retired from the X-Men role. His legacy as Magneto is untouchable, a masterclass in playing a villain as a tragic hero. Number 5, Famke Janssen as Jean Grey, Phoenix. Then, Famke Janssen, a former model and actress known for Goldeneye, was cast as the powerful telepath Jean Grey. She brought a cool, intelligent, and emotionally reserved quality to the role, the moral center of the team. Her transformation into the cosmic entity Phoenix in the film's climax was handled with subtlety and power, setting up one of comics' greatest storylines. Now, Janssen had a solid film career after X-Men, with roles in The Faculty, Don't Say a Word, and the Taken series. She also directed several films. However, she never achieved the A-list stardom some expected. She has been open about the challenges of being typecast and the frustration of creative limitations in big franchises. Now 59, she continues to work in independent film and television, and she's a vocal advocate for animal rights. Her story is that of a talented actress who found a signature role but charted a quieter, more independent path than the franchise's male leads. Number 6, James Marsden as Cyclops Scott Summers. Then, James Marsden was a soap opera heartthrob, General Hospital, when he was cast as the stoic, by-the-book field leader Cyclops. He brought a boyish charm and a relatable, everyman quality to the often dismissed character. His chemistry with Famke Janssen's Jean Grey gave the film its emotional core. He was the steady hand, the soldier, the guy who had to follow orders even when he disagreed. Now, Marsden's post-X-Men journey is a study in Hollywood's fickle nature. He was written out of the later films in controversial fashion, a decision that reportedly hurt him deeply. He has since built a respectable career with standout roles in The Notebook, Enchanted, 27 Dresses, and critically acclaimed TV shows like Westworld and Jury Duty. He's proven his range beyond the superhero mold. Now 50, he is a working actor who has successfully navigated the typecast trap, though he has openly discussed the sting of being let go from the franchise that made him famous. His story is one of resilience and quiet reinvention. Number 7. Anna Paquin as Rogue. Then, at just 11 years old, Anna Paquin was already an Oscar winner for The Piano when she took the role of Rogue, the southern mutant whose touch absorbs powers and memories. She was the audience's surrogate, the scared, confused teenager discovering a world she never knew she belonged to. Her performance was raw, vulnerable, and deeply affecting. The scene where she runs away from home, clutching her doll, is heartbreaking. She was the heart of the original film. Now, Paquin's story took a dramatic turn. After X-Men, she largely stepped away from major film roles, focusing on TV and independent projects. She became a series regular on True Blood, winning a Golden Globe. In a shocking personal announcement in 2014, she revealed she identifies as bisexual. She has been a vocal advocate for LGBTQ+ rights. Now 41, she has slowed her acting career significantly, choosing to focus on family life with her husband, actor Stephen Moyer, and their children. She has returned to the X-Men universe for cameos, but her primary life is now far from Hollywood. Her journey from child Oscar winner to mutant icon to private family woman is one of conscious choice and personal authenticity. Number 8. Hugh Jackman as Logan Wolverine. Then, this was the role that changed everything. Hugh Jackman was a last-minute, virtually unknown Australian musical theater actor who got the part days before filming began. He had to bulk up in record time and essentially invent the character on screen. His performance as the feral, tormented, and secretly noble Wolverine was a revelation. He brought a raw physicality, a world-weary humor, and a tragic depth that instantly made him a star. The "I'm the best there is at what I do, but what I do best isn't very nice" line became iconic. Now, Hugh Jackman's story is the ultimate Hollywood dream with a bittersweet edge. He became a global superstar, playing Wolverine for 17 years across 9 films. He balanced this with an acclaimed career in musical theater, The Boy from Oz, Oklahoma, and dramatic films, The Prestige, Les Miserables. He is known for his professionalism, kindness, and dedication to the role. In 2023, he returned for Deadpool and Wolverine, a triumphant comeback. Now 55, he is one of the most beloved and bankable stars in the world. Yet, he has spoken openly about the physical and emotional toll of playing Wolverine for so long, and the difficulty of finally letting the character go. His journey from unknown to icon is unparalleled, but it came at a personal cost. Number 9. Patrick Stewart as Professor Charles Xavier. Then, Patrick Stewart was a towering figure of Shakespearean theater and Star Trek: The Next Generation when he took the role of Professor Charles Xavier. He brought a serene, paternal, yet unshakably powerful presence to the wheelchair-bound telepath. His performance was a masterclass in quiet authority and moral conviction. He made Xavier feel like a real leader, a man of immense peace who had seen too much war. He was the soul of the film. Now, Stewart's story is one of a legend embracing his legacy while facing profound personal loss. After X-Men, He continued his legendary stage career and his Star Trek role. He reprised Xavier in multiple sequels and even in the MCU's Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness. In 2023, he announced his retirement from acting, citing age and a desire to step away. This decision was heavily influenced by the death of his wife, Sunny Ozell, whom he married in 2013. Now 84, he has largely retreated from public life. His final years have been marked by grief and a quiet acceptance of his own mortality. His portrayal of Xavier, a man who builds a school for the outcast, remains one of the most beautiful and influential performances in superhero cinema. His real-life exit from acting is as dignified and poignant as the character he played. So that's the cast of the 2000 X-Men, from Hugh Jackman's meteoric rise to Patrick Stewart's dignified farewell, from Anna Paquin's conscious retreat to James Marsden's quiet resilience. This film didn't just start a franchise, it was a crossroads for everyone involved. Some found global fame, some found peace away from the cameras, and some faced the slow fade of time with grace. The X-Men themselves were outsiders, a family of misfits. In real life, their actors' paths scattered just as widely. Which story surprised you the most? Which actor's journey did you find most relatable? Let me know in the comments. Thanks for watching, and remember, the world is full of people who are different. They're not a threat. They're just trying to live.